All this week, we're putting the spotlight on local schools as kids get ready to start a new school year.
And today we're looking at how schools are dealing with the threat of earthquakes. Alicia Esch got some answers. Alicia?
And Ken, there's some important ones. First and most important thing is that every school district is now very aware of the threat of an earthquake, and they are all working to make improvements to keep all of our kids safe. The only trouble is we have a lot of schools in Oregon that need seismic upgrades, but we don't have as much time or money to fix them all right now.
Part of the challenge in Oregon is a lot of our buildings were built before we understood that we could have an earthquake as big as the Cascadia subduction zone earthquake will be.
Ryan tells me when it comes to seismic upgrades in our schools, there's a lot of work to be done. Back in 2007, the latest statewide seismic needs assessment was taken of more than 3,000 schools and critical facilities, and the result put everyone on their toes.
And looking at these 3,000 education and critical facility buildings, we found that 10% were at very high risk of collapse in an earthquake and 30% were at high risk.
Since then, districts throughout Oregon tell me they've been making upgrades to their facilities, but upgrades take time and money. And in speaking with several district leaders, it's clear more of both is needed. Do we have enough money to cover what we need to do?
No.
I checked, and in the Beaverton School District, a newly passed bond will help make seismic upgrades to some of their 51 schools, but it won't happen overnight.
You can't just start from scratch, and it's a very expensive proposition. So you do the best you can with the requirements that would at least allow the kids and staff to get out of the building.
A bond measure was also passed for seismic upgrades in Portland public schools, but it's an ongoing process.
What we're doing is a lot of the hallways in the schools are being braced, and a lot of roofs are getting this seismic upgrade.
As for other districts, 43 projects over 6 years have been completed for Salem-Keizer. Grant funds are providing upgrades for Reynolds, and all the districts are holding earthquake drills to prepare students and staff. Now remember, all of our back-to-school coverage is continuing all throughout this week, so stay tuned right here to KOIN 6 this morning, and of course you can go online to our website as well, KOIN.com, for that coverage. Very interesting how all these different districts are really focused in on this right now, so we're hoping for the best, but again, everything takes time.
I remember growing up in California, the drill was always to get underneath the desk. Is that still what they do?
You know, those are still drills that they have, but here's the interesting part when it comes to those drills now. They're also working on how to exit everybody out of that building as quickly and safely as possible. So knowing your exits, knowing how to get out, because you don't, worst case scenario, want something to implode and you're there.
Yeah, that's very important because everybody says it's inevitable that we're going to have a big earthquake at some point.
At least that's what Allie's telling us. It's not how, it's when.
It's when.
All right. Thanks, Alicia.